Do you replay the end of your pet's life over and over again, wondering if you did something wrong? Do you carry the weight of what you could have done or should have done differently? You are not alone. Guilt and regret are some of the heaviest emotions we carry after the loss of a beloved pet, and they're also some of the hardest to release. Today, I want to talk about what it really means to let go of guilt and regret after pet loss, why it's so hard, and what it costs us, and how to begin healing gently and soulfully and at your own pace. I've heard this ache in so many others, and I felt it in my own heart too. Let's talk about it. Guilt often comes from love that doesn't know where to go. It shows up as regret over medical decisions. Did I wait too long? Did I act too soon? The feeling that you didn't do enough, wishing you'd spent more time, said goodbye differently, or somehow prevented the loss. Guilt tries to make sense of something senseless. It's our heart's attempt to take back control in a moment we had none. If only I had becomes a loop that keeps us stuck in a past we can't change. But there's something else underneath guilt that many people don't realize. Sometimes guilt and regret don't just come from what actually happened. They come from what we thought should have happened. We carry around these perfection pictures in our minds, an imagined version of how things were supposed to go, how we should have shown up, what the ending should have been, what we should have said or done. It's all my fault, we think. If only we'd been wiser, stronger, calmer, more prepared. And when real life doesn't match that idealized version, we blame ourselves. Not because we failed, but because we're measuring our love against an impossible picture of perfection. Have you ever experienced what I'm talking about? I know I have plenty of times. I have argued with a reality I can't change, and I've had plenty of perfection pictures over the years. It was only when I became aware of what I was doing, blaming myself for an ending that didn't go the way I wanted, or feeling I'd failed them in some way, then I realized that all those statements were about me and not the actual loss. My perfection pictures weren't about what was really true. Recognizing this can shift everything because love was never meant to be perfect. It was meant to be real, messy, honest, full of heart. Holding on to guilt may feel like a way to prove how much we love them, but it only deepens our suffering. It keeps the wound open and it blocks healing. It can even interfere with our ability to feel our pet's presence or receive their signs. And quite frankly, I'm not sure a lot of us know how to let go of guilt and regret. So let me offer you this reframe. What if guilt isn't the proof of love? What if forgiveness is? As an animal communicator, I've connected with countless pets in spirit, my own and others, and their message is consistent. They don't want you to suffer. They don't hold on to the moment like we do. They don't judge your decisions. They see your heart. They always see the diamond light of your soul. They remember the love. They understand the fear you felt, the pain you were in. They hold none of it against you. You're not being judged by them. You're being judged by you. And I want you to take that in for a moment. We are the ones who judge. Our animals don't. So maybe it's time to release the judgment you've been holding against yourself. Just consider it. Let's walk through 5 steps that can help you begin to release this regret and guilt. Number 1, name it and tell your story of what happened. What exactly are you feeling guilty for? Don't stay vague. Be specific. Speak it. Write it. Acknowledge it. Put it in the comments. Only when you begin to name it can you begin to heal it. The very act of bringing it to the light to be seen causes the contracted guilt and regret energy to soften and loosen. Why? Because it's no longer trapped in your heart. Step 2, offer yourself compassion. Would you say to a friend what you say to yourself? Would you talk to your pet that way? Would you tell someone else they failed or fell short? You know you wouldn't. So breathe some of that softness into the parts of you that ache. Let your heart be held by your own kindness. Step 3, reframe your story. What's the truth beneath the guilt? Did you make a decision from love, not neglect? Did you act with the best information and support that you had at the time? Try this. Say, I made the most loving decision I could, even though it was painful. I showed up with all the love I had, and that matters. There have been so many times over the years I have stumbled around this, I'll be quite honest, feeling guilty for not having done more, or that I should have seen it coming, or I should have acted sooner. The list could go on and on. But as each negative thought arose, you know what I noticed? What I said earlier, that each of those statements I just mentioned were about me and not my pet. Gulp. To be conscious of that one aspect helps you focus where the real truth is, that our journey with them was about love all along, all in its various forms. Step 4, create a ritual of release. Sometimes we need to give our guilt somewhere to go. Light a candle and say aloud, I forgive myself. I created a ritual of lighting a candle on New Year's Eve and saying a prayer of love and gratitude for all my pets who had passed. I'm going to tell you, it eases any leftover guilt or sadness that we might be carrying. I felt lighter every time I did it. Write your pet a letter. Let them respond. Place your guilt into a river, the wind, a fire, whatever helps you symbolically let go. And step 5, let the love be the legacy. Don't let that last moment define your entire relationship. What you shared was so much bigger than the end. Let love, not guilt, be what you carry forward. There's something else I want to share with you. The power of being witnessed. Your story, it needs to be witnessed, not fixed, not analyzed, just seen. There's something deeply healing when that happens, when the pain is held with presence. I've seen it again and again in the way animals move through heartache when someone simply stays with them, not rushing, not rescuing, just being there. That's when the shift begins. That's when the weight starts to lift. Being a compassionate witness for another or for yourself is one of the most sacred catalysts for alchemy and healing. It opens a doorway where pain becomes light and sorrow begins to soften into grace. Letting go of guilt is not letting go of your pet. It's letting go of the pain that keeps them at a distance. You love them. You still do. That'll never change. Let love, not guilt and regret, be what remains. In the next video, we'll go even deeper into how to stay connected with your pet through love after loss. And if you feel ready for more, I invite you to join me for my 4-part workshop series. All the details are in the description below. We'll walk this together, gently and soulfully, step by step. I'll be there not to fix, but to witness, to hold sacred space for your story, your sorrow, and your healing. Because sometimes all it takes is someone seeing your pain with love to help you finally begin to let it go. You don't have to carry this alone. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need it. Until next time, let love lead.